Hi, hi everyone, and welcome to TWF Dynamite or Mike. I'm Mike Lane, Tony Schiavone, and Montel Vertadius Porter here, filling in for Taz. And today on Dynamite or Mike, hopefully we're going to have a good show here today on Dynamite or Mike. Yes, we are. Yes, we are, Mike. We are, Mike Lane. Tony Schiavone said we are going to have a good show, here today on Dynamite or Mike. And we're getting very near to in your bedroom, because tomorrow, is going to be, in your bedroom. So at the end of the day, that's what we're working up to. Well, I can tell you right, that's what we're working up to for In Your Bedroom tomorrow, where Seth Rollins and fighting Drew McIntyre for the TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight winnings. And fuck. And one thing we do want to know, everybody just keeps on falling over. And we want to know, folks, shit. We want to know, folks. And Montel Vertadius Porter, why are you filling in here? Why am I filling in for? Well, I'll tell you right now, Mike and Tony, it seems that Taz got himself lost again. The thing that happened to Aiden English, which I believe happened to him again, it's happened to Taz now, Montel Vertadius Porter says. They put you somewhere, and then for whatever ground, sake or why, they forget where they put you at. They don't really do a good time of, getting everything out and ready for the show. And then when it's time, it's time, they tend to fuck around. Forgive my English, but that's what happens, Montel Vertadius Porter says. Well, alright everyone. Hopefully we seek Taz, so we'll get him back next week. Montel Vertadius Porter says, because if not, then sadly, I'm going to probably have to be doing this full time. If they don't shit. If they can't get him or not. If they don't shit. If they can't get him back. If they can't seek where he went. Not to be doing it full time then. Which is the curse. And I call it a curse in a toy wrestling gathering, Mike Lane says, is, being missteaded somewhere and someone not knowing where you're at or how to get you, Mike Lane says. I would call it a curse, Tony Schiavone says, because it looks like once again Taz is missing, Aiden English has gone missing again. Well, now we got Seth Rollins now. Fuck, stand up! Well, it looks like Seth Rollins says that I know tomorrow I'm going to be dealing with Drew McIntyre or Drew Galloway or whatever you want to call him. And sadly, he's all about his new thing these days is all about guilting and shaming others. Like, that is his thing. He likes to go around and he doesn't want to be held answerable for anything or anyone, but he wants to hold everyone else answerable for what he does or does not do. And we all know that has become, his thing. Which sucks when you stop to think of it, Seth Rollins says. Because you had someone who at one time everyone had onlook for. You know? And then what did Seth Rollins do with that? Well, you're gonna say, what did Drew McIntyre do with all that onlook? You know, could he deal with all the might that came along with being not only the TWF heavyweight fighter, but also being the WWE heavyweight fighter 2 times? How did he deal with that? Not so well, because once he lost it the first time, and when he lost it for the 2nd time, he could never ever get back up to where he was. So sadly, he likes to go around, so sadly, when things didn't work out the way he wanted them to, that's when he thought, well, if I become a bully creep and if I become a heel again, then everything is going to work out for me. And I'm guilty of that behavior myself too. I mean, I was guilty of that behavior myself too. But at the end of the day, Drew McIntyre, at the end of the day, you're the only one who is answerable for what you did not do or what you did do. You know? So, why don't we just come out and we can handle this like fellows? So, Seth Rollins, why couldn't you just be like Aiden English and go missing again? Why couldn't you be like Taz and go missing? Why do you gotta be one of the ones that never goes missing? The one that always has something to say about everyone. You should worry about yourself. Alright? At the end of the day, you should worry about yourself, friend. Not worry about me. But I'm going to tell you right now, that it's not going to be good. It never was. Because I went out and I ammed up, getting someone who hopefully hates you. Hopefully he's going to hate you more than I do. But if not, yeah, we all can't get everything we want. Shit. Get up there. So I went out and I got someone who hopefully, even if we're not friends, at least he can help me beat you up. So I went out and I got someone we haven't seen in some time. And yeah, it's Keith Lee. Yeah, Drew McIntyre asked me to do this little thing to help him out. And I'm going to tell you something, Seth Rollins. You weren't really anyone to be onlooked. Because when I was in WWE, you were still being the heel. By the time I came to WWE, you were doing the old heel thing over again. And don't lie and say you were not, because you were. I mean, yeah, you started doing the whole heel thing again. Alright? By the time I came back to WWE, you were being the heel. And when I got from NXT to Raw, yeah, not so much, because you didn't want to. So you were calling yourself the freer and helping folks and telling them to run over Raw and do this and do that. You know what, Keith Lee, that was the past, and I'm sorry that I behaved that way in the past. But if you're really dumb enough to be working and helping, and be helping Drew McIntyre, that kind of is sad. So anyway, why don't we have this match? Because I know I gotta believe. Fuck. Fuck! Oh, falling over. So why don't we do this match? Meaning, well, it looks like the Fight Lord is having a hard time stand up, and we still don't know where Taz. We still don't know where Taz got himself off to. Drew and sadly, we do know that. Oh, and sadly, Mike Lane said looks like Aiden English has gone missing again, because we don't know where they went. Oh, and Keith Lee just took down Seth Rollins. This offshoot of Seth Rollins came from Big Lots, Mike Lane says. Yes, it did, Tony Schiavone says. And I don't know why Keith Lee wanted to do the dirty work of Drew McIntyre. I get it. Keith Lee's in AEW now. And I get it. This was AEW's show, at least in name. But I don't really think Keith Lee should be doing Drew McIntyre's dirty work, Tony Schiavone said. Well, I tell you one thing, Keith Lee would do anything to get on the show. We all know his run in WWE went alright. Oh! Went alright though. But at the end of the day, it could have gone greater. I mean, Keith Lee did become the WWE NXT heavyweight fighter and the WNXT North Vinlander fighter. And then he went from NXT to Raw and things didn't quite go the way he wanted and then he was fired. Oh, Montel Retadius Porter says, but hopefully everything worked out. I don't think he's doing nothing in AEW that I know of. But why he's doing the dirty work? Oh, Drew McIntyre be on me. 1, 2... and Keith Lee just kicked out. And the Fight Lord just fell down again. And now Keith Lee got Seth Rollins and then dropped him down again. And the former AEW tag team fighter, Mike Lane says, is hoping to beat Seth Rollins here today on Dynamite, or might, Mike Lane says. 1, 2, and only a kick out once again. You know? And now, Keith Lee's going to come up again, Mike Lane says. If he does this to him, Tony Schiavone said it's over. Keith Lee just missed the ring, hit the ring steeple again. That we just did the curve stomp, or the side stomp, on Keith Lee, Mike Lane said. Will we get a win, Tony Schiavone said. I don't think so, Montel Retadius Porter says. I'm going to beat Keith Lee that way. 1, 2, 3. Ding ding ding. Here is your winner, you know, Seth Rollins. And Seth Rollins has beat Keith Lee here today on Dynamite. You know, or might. You know, Tony Schiavone says. Yes, he did, Mike Lane says, Tony Schiavone. He did beat him here today on Dynamite, or might. And hopefully we will seek Taz. Hopefully we'll seek Aiden English. Or we'll have to start shifting out the teams again. Wait a minute. Drew McIntyre just came down Claymore. Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins after the match. Seth, me and you tomorrow in your bedroom. I'm going to be the new TWF heavyweight fighter. And you're going to be nothing. But you're going to be the one bitching and ranting about why things didn't go your way. Well, alright everybody. We're going to take it away now. You know, to Jonathan Coachman. Alright. Thank you, Mike Lane, Tony Schiavone. I'm going to be talking with Drew McIntyre here today on Dynamite, or Mike. Drew McIntyre, you have been nothing more. You've been a creep ever since towards the end of last year. Guilting and shaming everyone for why you didn't win matches or why you didn't win the straps. Is that so, Jonathan Coachman? Well, first off, let it be known that I'm going to be the TWF heavyweight fighter for the 30th time, and I'll be the world heavyweight fighter for the first time. You know, and at the end of the day, no one's going to have to worry about me anymore. They're going to worry about Seth Rollins. and I thought Keith Lee could at least beat up Seth Rollins, but yeah, I guess you can't trust everyone, right? Well, who cares? Even if Seth Rollins got a win over Keith Lee here today, he still didn't keep his eyes, didn't have his eyes in the back of his head to worry about me. Yeah, we did see what you did, Drew McIntyre. We did see you Claymore strike, or whatever, or kick Seth Rollins, and I guess that'd make you a weakling in my book. Whatever, Jonathan Coachman. Next time you talk to me, I'm going to be the bloody TWF heavyweight fighter. For the third time. Alright, that's my talk with, Drew McIntyre. Back to you, Mike Lane and Tony Schiavone. Well, thank you, Jonathan Coachman. Shit. Fuck. Whoa. Well, get out of the way. Fucking speakers, get out of the way. Well, looks like it is all the time we got here for Dynamite. I, Mike Lane, Tony Schiavone, and Montel Vitadius Porter. We hope you like Dynamite, and we'll see you tomorrow for We'll see you tomorrow for Impact or Hit.